They suspect the Israelis. Somebody just smoked 2 of them. That means them Rangers is in there. The Rangers is in there, and that's what their specialty is: sabotage, blowing stuff up, killing people by sniper. So that means they've been laying on them scientists, waiting for the war to jump off. The war jumped off. They went right to them scientists and smoked them scientists. So they're trying to control the battle and trying to only take out their nuclear capability. They don't want a full-out war with Iran. So this may just be the latest skirmish to take us to the next level. We'll see, because it depends on Iran's response. Iran has hypersonic missiles. They are very difficult to shoot down. And bad boys move at 3,000 miles an hour. You can almost not even see them with the naked eye when they come by. It's like that. It's a flash when that joint come by. That's how fast them rockets are. When they hit right. And if they can put nukes on them, you know we really at that stage. So let's see how it goes.
Sir, if I could,
please.
If you like, I have a series of tweets that kind of breaks down what's going on right now.
I'll come back to them if it's all right.
Count out of one kind.
Let's ride. It breaks down what's going on in Iran.
Kind of like the news.
Yeah, go ahead, read them. We'll take them.
Sir, we have reports that the military has. Trying to pull this up real quick.
Let me let Knock read one verse while you pulling them up. Read the 5th verse. This is an important verse for us. If you want to understand the playing field of this war, then this verse gives you a great insight of. Remember, Gog and Magog, we're talking about Russia and the lower Eastern Bloc countries along with Turkey, right? Now, here's where they're going to get help at. In the Middle East, in this area. Read.
Come on, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 5. Persia.
That's Iran. You don't get clearer than this. Yeah. Persia is Iran. Next country.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia is on the side of Africa, but the people in Yemen are right across from that horn, right across from Ethiopia. And many of them are part of that family. And that is the Houthi territory. Okay, go ahead.
Come on. In Libya, with them.
And Libya with them. You ready for the well, let me finish 5. And Libya with them. Libya gonna come back out of the darkness and join the Russian side. Because remember, Gaddafi was trying to set up something like the BRICS also. Now the Libyans are going to now take their country back, and they're going to side with the Russians. So the world is getting ready to get split up down that line, and it's going to be hell and mayhem on this earth. Read on.
Come on. And all of them with the shield and helmet.
Meaning all of them will be prepared for war. All of them are gearing up for war right now. They building AK-47s, all that. You heard that they making the drones out with 3D printers. I could not believe it. With 3D printers, they making them drones that they flying over there in Russia and in Ukraine. They making them on a printer. Each part. They got a printer for each part, and they running it down. And when they finish, they put all the parts together, screw them all together, test it, and fly that joint with a bomb on it. Go ahead, Marah.
Lucky, so they've been making houses in Dubai with a 3D printer for a while.
Dang, they can make a house. Go ahead.
They make the foundations of the cribs in Dubai so cheap and then sell them.
See that?
They've been doing that for a while.
For a while. So you know you can't stop this that's happening. They 3D printing guns, 3D printing bomb casings, 3D printing drones. You can't stop this. It's out of the hand. And listen, wait till people start building them robots that are not of the government. Oh, then you're going to see a mess on your hand. They're going to bring out robots, and these robots ain't going to be controlled by the government. They're going to be controlled by some individual with a damn headset on. And that's going to be hell. And they got drones. I watched the other day. They had drones with machine guns on them. Kids flying them around in their backyard. And these things got a machine gun on them. So Forget about it. What we looking at, Ashar?
These are videos of the strikes in Tehran.
Capital, huh?
اینجا رو زدن اینجا رو هم زدن
Okay, sir.
این لحظه
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. This is you were just speaking to Aishai Allah. This is Ashar Gapan now, sir.
Oh, okay. Ashar is up there with you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. He is. So, sir, what do you foresee is going to happen next with this taken into consideration?
Okay. You mean according to the prophecy?
Yes, sir.
Scriptures. What could happen? First of all, I'm looking at that video. That video footage don't look rich enough. That video footage looks, like this is just a come to the table, or we gonna bring the big guns out on you. This don't look like, we're gonna take this country down. We're gonna see by if you holding the announcement. But here's what this has to happen. Yeah. This is what we're looking for. We're looking to see Iran get bombed. That's what we've been saying it for the longest. And if Iran gets bombed, Iran is going to bomb Saudi Arabia. That's your pool table. Boop, bank shot. Hit Iran, Iran hit Saudi Arabia. Iran and Yemen and the Houthis, meaning Iran and the Houthis go and hit Saudi Arabia. I mean, hit them hard. And when they hit them, we now in a oil war. We ain't went nuclear, but we done went to the oil now. Now the oil's on the table, which means problems for everybody when they shut down the Straits of Hormuz. So that's what we're looking for. And if it don't happen now, it'll come back up. First of all, they got to respond to this. Yes. They changed their policy when the Israelis hit them the first time. So now they have to respond. And their response, is going to be rough because they're going to get a response from Syria, a response from Lebanon, a response from Beirut, which is in Lebanon. They're going to get a response from the Houthis and from Iran. The question is, how sweet will that response be? Because that didn't look like, to me, you was trying to wipe their country out. You know what I mean? That just looked like you sending a message, which is what that looks like. So, but that's what we're looking for. We are looking for Iran to either be invaded or the response to an invasion that escalates the war so much that they have to cut off the oil. And they'll have to cut it off. Why? Because America, Israel, everybody needs the oil to run their planes, their ships. Yeah. So they'll cut them off and make them have to use their reserves. Go ahead,
If I could, sir, would the reserves be Venezuela and Alaska? Would they have anything to do with it?
No, reserves oils. The United States has underground millions and millions of acres. Yeah. This beast knows what he's doing. He has millions and millions of acres of oil underneath his country, underneath America, and those are his reserves. Meaning, if all else fails, if they cut off all the oil in the world, he got enough oil to fight like 2-3 years. Yeah. And run all his planes and ships, jets, everything for years. And then on top of that, they've been switching over to that fracking. That fracking is giving them natural gas, which they send into us, selling to the people. And then it's giving them also oil, which is they're allowing to put in their reserves or selling or whatever they may be doing. You know what I mean? All over the country. Even in Pennsylvania, they fracking. Yeah, they doing that all over in all kind of places. They're going up on the North American Indians territory. They stepping up into them. They fracking their oil. They doing all that. Donald Trump wants to get rid of all those regulations, so that none of their big boy corporations have to be hindered from robbing and stealing all the oil and natural gas and all that, man. The Israelite school, UPK, we almost ended up buying some fracking landmines. We almost had a deal. We couldn't pull it off. We try to get it off. We using the prophecies, getting in on some of this money too. What, y'all think I'm just sitting there reading scriptures to y'all? Listen, I'm finna invest in whatever they got over there and get wiped the hell out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to invest in all of it. You know what I mean? Like, don't they use insider information? Well, we got information. That's how we do it. Okay? Because this whole world, the Lord gonna wipe out and raise up the king. And it's beautiful because he's gonna raise up, he's switching the guard. Like, leave it to them. This will go on, and before you know it, it'll be America and China. They'll rule the whole world, enslave everybody, and 5 or 10 years down the line, they'll know one of us got to go to war to be the king of the whole planet. They'll go to war. One of them will win, and then whoever that is wins will enslave the entire planet, and that would be it. Nobody would be able to come against them. Just like many kings in the past, nobody could come against them. The Babylonian Empire was ridiculous. Right. It ruled damn near the whole known world. Right. The Persians and the Medes, they ruled almost the whole known world. You know what I mean? 128 provinces from all the way down from India all the way up to Turkey. They ruled everything in between. That's a big ass empire. And they were probably the only empire that had a little mercy on us. Remember, Darius freed us, go back and build the temple, you know what I mean? And also raised up Daniel once they overthrew the Babylonian Empire. But now everybody got to fall into the prophecy that's coming for each one of them. They ain't got no choice. They ain't getting out of it. Nobody's getting away. So to answer the brother's question in brief, that's what we're looking for. Like, we were looking to see what was going to happen with Iran. And now we see on the surface, and it's going to get bad. Even if it looks a certain way, this war is not going to be fought conventionally like you see. Planes coming over, bombing your country. They in every country. They got all kind of armies in all these countries with all type of weapons and devices and things. It's going to be crazy. Let me let the video go.
If I could, sir.
See, that looks like a very, very measured response.
Yeah.
Because you would see the lights out in that city, bombs hitting all over the place, unless it's just the beginning. You know what I mean? Maybe they just sending in a few. We'll know before the morning. But let me go home back to this if I could, y'all.
Kind of one come.
Y'all good with that?
Kind of one come.
All right, let me read down just a little bit in 38, and we'll pivot off of it. All right.
Kind of one come.
But that's what we're looking for. What happens with Iran, and then what happens after that? The Lord said these countries would be in it. Read the 6th verse. Slocky, the brother I think is reading. Go ahead, Al.
And if I could, real quick, a quick shout out to the Cross the Line Radio audience joining us. We're now streaming on all channels.
Kind of one come.
Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarma of the north quarters.
Let me tell you something about France, all of those areas over there, they're going to turn sides. You're about to see some Edomites switch sides before your eyes. Now watch what I'm saying. You're going to see the French bail out. They already said we can't allow our future to depend on how the United States wants our future to go. The rest of Europe is going to try to side with America. They are going to switch. Not only are they going to switch, but the French in Canada are going to switch sides as well.
Oh,
so get ready for that. Get ready to see. The country may split. That I don't know about. It's not in the prophecy, but just looking at the playing field, don't be surprised if Canada splits. Even if they don't announce this is a split, you're going to see it by their actions that the French side breaks, and that them and France are going to go against this whole Western side, and that's going to be more into the battle. Go ahead, 7th verse. Go ahead.
Be thou prepared.
Hold on, stand by one. Go ahead, now, real quick.
if I could, so that has been a rumor for a very long time.
Yes, yeah, it's been a rumor because they read the prophecy, so they know that this thing could happen. Well, we're here to tell them it's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. Go ahead, Art.
Salaki, sir, if I could.
Go ahead, Art.
The reports are coming in that several of the top members of the Iranian government have been killed in these strikes.
Sounds like a possible takeover.
Yikes.
Sounds like a takeover. Sounds like they trying to take their whole country. It's getting ready to get rough.
Khan, sir. Verse 7.
Got 75 million Iranians over there. Gonna have to kill a whole lot of them to get that country. 75 million of them. That's a lot. Go ahead,
Khan, sir. Verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself,
right?
Thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee.
Right. The Lord is saying in these scriptures, be prepared for them to switch and come to your side, and watch over them when they do. Like bring them in. Let them become part of this third world war battle. Go ahead.
And be thou a guard unto them. Verse 8. After many days thou shalt be visited.
After many days, we in this time now. Those many days are coming, they're clicking off. Yeah. All that you see going on in this earth, these prophecies are clicking off. Click, 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 click. And something else is happening before your eyes as well. The word of the Most High is going out to the 12 tribes. All the tribes are waking up. That's right. Camps and brothers and sisters waking up all over the places more than you know. Many, many, many of our people are believing the truth, but can't come out and say it for their job's sake, for fear of Esau, for whatever they may be going through. But as we get closer to this end, they're going to break from Esau and start to serve the Most High and follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Change the way they dress, change the way they eat. They're going to start to do things that move them in the right direction with the Lord. Go ahead, Op.
Sir, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
Go ahead.
And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel.
They're going to come in back into this land, brother, and gathered out of many people because they're not us. These is other nations all up in there, mixed in like a mess. Go ahead.
Which have been always waste. But it is
always waste, meaning it didn't have us in there. So everybody establishing themselves in the land has always been a waste. Whether it was Palestinians, Israelis, whoever it was, the British was in there one time. Yeah. Now the Americans pretty much are in there. America and Israel is one. But all of it, none of them have been the chosen people of the Lord. The Lord gonna claim his inheritance, man.
That's right.
He gonna get his inheritance and he gonna get his people. He got a plan for his family, just like you got a plan for yours. When you have children, you send them to school. You put away money for the future. You understand? You do all the things. You get them a tutor if they need it. You do what you need to do because you got plans for your family.
That's right.
And you want to see it a success. Well, guess what? The Lord feels the same way. He got plans for his family. And he wants to see it established the way he wants it established. And it's going to be that way. Go ahead, I'll tell him what verse you're in.
Khan, verse 8. Salakia, sir, verse 9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands. And many,
which means they're gonna raise up soldiers out and start invading with large numbers of soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to start invading each other's countries with, you're going to wake up and hear in the news, so-and-so sent 50,000 troops here. Such and such sent 100,000 troops there. You're going to hear so-and-so amassed 75,000 troops on the border. You're going to see them being moved into this position. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 10. Thus saith the Lord God, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. Verse 12, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited.
You know what they talking about? They talking about going into Saudi Arabia, brother. They talking about going into that Middle East and taking over all those areas over there, all them old little countries on the edge of Africa, Mogadishu and all that, all in the other Arab countries that's quiet as a mouse right now. Oman and what's the one Saddam Hussein tried to invade?
Kuwait.
Kuwait. Not Yemen, because that's the Houthis, but all those other little countries that's sitting there, they coming in to get all that. Anyone that sides with America, all that Dubai, all that they can invade all them countries. Before you know it, the whole Middle East will be packed solid with troops and preparing for war, and tensions will be ridiculously high. And that's when they're gonna begin to realize this is out of control.
Yeah.
We can't control it no more. It's going south. And you'll see Edomites trying to get in their bunkers in the desert, get off the planet. The old bunkers underneath the ocean they're gonna be trying to go down there. They'll be trying to get the hell away from what they know is inevitably going to happen, which would be global thermonuclear war. Go ahead, Salakia. And I'll get back to those reports. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You had a question? Not to. I thought you had a question. No, go ahead. Please, give me a little more.
Khan, sir. And upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land.
Go ahead.
Verse 13, Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof.
And when it says Sheba, it's talking about the side of Yemen that is now against the Houthis. You know, Yemen is divided. You got one side that's run by the Iranians, run them. That's the ones that's shutting down them ships and all that. But then the other side of Sheba is run by the Yemenis, who are friends with the Saudi Arabians. And the Saudi Arabians, that area is called Dedan. So when it says that they're going to go into Sheba and Dedan and step into them countries, that's what it's talking about. That's the prophecy we looking for. Because after that prophecy is all out war in the Middle East to the death. It'll be all the marbles is on the table. It'll be to the death. I'm gonna get two more quick ones, Myman.
Please, sir.
On this one. Did you Shaw, did y'all have footage you wanted to show us or something like that before I go to it? Because I'm gonna pull two more up for you if I could.
Sir, that was all.
That was it on that? Okay, let's get it in. Sorry, I'm trying to look for it right now. Get Isaiah, you know my favorite, Isaiah 47:1. All right, and then we'll do Joel as well, the 3rd chapter. But right now, let's get a little Isaiah 47:1. The Lord is pouring out them vials now. We're gonna see that was looking, if they killing a ton of the Israeli leadership, I mean the Iranian leadership, that mean they're trying to take over that country. They just started that operation. So we're gonna see what happens. We ain't seen no rockets fly into Israel yet. We're gonna see how it go from here. Go ahead.
Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Come sit in the dust. Like the scripture said, the serpent crawled on the ground. He's telling Esau to do the same. No matter what power you see Esau in, don't be moved by that power. Because the Lord said it in what is it, Obadiah, that he may not rise. Nor I think it's Isaiah, right? Where he was. Is it Isaiah or Obadiah?
Isaiah 14.
Yeah, that's right. That he do not rise nor fill the face of the world with cities again. Now that's the Lord's word. You can't play with that. That's his prophecy through Obadiah. And I'm sorry, through Isaiah. You can't get around that. So it's going to happen. So read 47:1. We'll catch a couple of these scriptures, then we'll go to Joel.
Isaiah 47.
A little Revelations if we can get some of that in. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
And it's a virgin daughter because there's never been, ain't nobody violated her yet.
Yeah.
You can't, this country ain't been violated. Them Edomites talking all tough. The ones that been in war, they know what they talking about. But them ones that's in these militias and these different groups, like Esau has been able to marauder the earth so long that he's so comfortable, especially when he can come home and beat and kill us. And he keeps us poor enough, starving enough, and unarmed enough to just have his fun when he decides. He have his fun when he decides. He can just always roll on us. But them days are going to change. This country is filled with people from all over the world, and they part of armies, and they've experienced war. That little African that you see next to you, that's skinny as hell, and he quiet as hell, and you see he walking slow. Yeah, when they go up in his house, the gun's going to be piled up to the damn ceiling. You're going to have a whole army of cats that's with him that you don't never see. They don't visit his house, nothing. But when things jump off, they coming over there to get their guns, their ammunition, all of that. It's going to be a real bloodbath in this country. The Lord said, sit on the ground. Go ahead.
There is no throne, O daughter.
There is no throne. You ain't going to rule no more. Your rulership is over. The rulership of the empires of this world are going to belong to Christ. Christ wants all of it. He wants the gold, the silver. He wants the land, the brass, the steel. He wants all of that.
Yeah.
He wants your sons and daughters to work off the robbery. No, thank you. To work off the, you know what? I'll take one. Thank you. To work off, can I get a cup of ice too? Water. To work off the slavery that you created. That's what he wants. He wants you to be forced to pay back what you stole from the 12 tribes of Israel, to set the whole earth in order. That's what he wants. And everybody's paying. Nobody's getting away. Nobody's getting away with nothing. And it's going to happen. Go ahead. Tell them what verse you're in.
Concert, still in verse 1.
Go ahead.
O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Right. Daughter of the Chaldeans, meaning this country was built exactly like Babylon was built in the past. And again, the Chaldeans were Abraham's people. They were wise as hell. They were full of wisdom. They found libraries in Iran filled with, books upon books upon books of all kind of science and technology and all type of stuff that they was into. That's where they get all this Anunnaki bullshit from. Excuse my French. All of that BS from. They went and dug all that up out of these libraries. So these cats was wise. They wasn't no slouch.
Yeah.
This is the daughter of those people. And they're wise too. Esau got plenty of technology, plenty of wisdom in how to be evil, and built him a great, wonderful empire. And it is the daughter of that ancient empire that got destroyed by the Persians and the Medes. Read on up.
Concert. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
You no longer going to be looked at as tender and delicate. You're going to no longer, because that's how America's looked at now. Let's go surfing and partying and, eating in the restaurants. And thank you so much, John. Eating in the restaurants and let's do this and that. That's how people view America, like a golden paradise.
Yeah.
But not no more. They're going to realize this is not that anymore. The Lord going to change the face of this kingdom. Come on with it, nice and loud.
Verse 2. Take the millstones.
That's right.
And grind meal.
Right. Your millstone, for you, those of you that may not know, is a big old wheel. And they got a pole running through the wheel. And they push this wheel, inside the mill so that they can grind up the wheat. Grind it all up to turn it into flour so that they can make bread and certain things like that. That's what a millstone is. And that's what a mill does. Well, the Lord is saying, this is good for us as well. Because the Lord is saying, take the millstone and grind meal. Meaning, in other words, get ready to prepare for food shortages.
Yeah.
Get ready to prepare for the food being cut off. You understand? Every brother in every city, think like this. When we was in ancient Egypt, right? And we were trying to get ourselves free Pharaoh said, now you got to make brick without straw. And the scripture said we all ran around everywhere trying to get straw up.
Yeah.
So that we could make the bricks the same brick count so we could get paid and survive. Well, the Lord is saying the same way. Now, every brother and every sister should be having some, I'm not telling you to become, a prepper, but have some, get your mind out of carnality. You know what I mean? Don't go out there spending your money on something carnal when the world is falling apart. You know what I mean? Go ahead and have you 6 months or 3 months or even 2 months of food in the house. Have you, I went over a brother's house the other day. I went down to his basement. He had 10 cases of water stacked up to the ceiling. I said, you got a lot of water there, bro. He was like, yeah, man, I do listen to class. I said, shalom. You know what I'm saying, man? So we ain't got to go crazy with it, but now is the time for the grind meal, and especially for them. Like Esau is doing that now. They even showed it. Even when the riots came, they was bringing in trucks and bringing in all kind of gear and food, preparing to battle on these streets because they knew that it was coming.
Sir, if I could,
please,
you could use your weed budget into getting provisions for emergency time. Right?
That's a big budget.
Oh, that's a big budget, sir.
That's about $500, $600 a month.
Yeah, down on one cut.
That's a big budget. You do that for 3 months. That's almost 2 G's worth of stored food.
Yeah.
And as cheap as rice is, it may not fit in the damn house. It certainly be better than that weed.
Kind of one cut.
You saying it's so right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg.
That uncover thy locks, make bare the leg is like prepare yourself with your gear. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stop trying to act dainty, but uncover the leg. Get that leg out there to get to work. Because you get ready to grind. You ain't gonna have on a tight, slim skirt looking untouchable. You're gonna have to bare that leg so you can get to work. You understand? In preparing this country for the Lord's destruction. Go ahead, Al.
Right.
Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Their nakedness gonna be uncovered. And brother, that's a scary, frightening thing for white people. It has not been revealed yet. What the Lord is saying is he's going to show, like if you take a woman and you snatched her clothes off of her, she'd be embarrassed and feel vulnerable. Well, that's what's getting ready to happen in this country. Things are going to happen that's going to make people know that, damn, America's vulnerable, especially us. Our people, boy, like the scripture said, we sit up and play when it comes to Babylon. That's why we tried to go back when we left in the wilderness from Egypt, because for us, we done got comfortable having our master handle that business. Yeah. Like our master handles the war. Our master handles running the country. We fight for jobs while the master sits up there and deals with that nation and that world power and, and the economic system of the country. And they do that. They set up the laws. And all we do is go to work, get high, party on their holidays. We are comfortable being the slave. Like the scripture said in Deuteronomy, he shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. We comfortable being the tail. Well, guess what? The Lord is saying you ain't going to be the tail no more. You better, that's why it's good and wise. You ever hear people say, I don't like to watch the news. There's too much tragedy. Those are people who are not ready to be in charge. That's right. Like you're not ready. Like somebody got to watch the news because somebody got to know what to do with the enemy. But you choose to just get high and not watch the news. So to close your eyes to reality. Yeah. And by closing your eyes to reality, you're able to just get high, party. And most importantly, you're able to sin without repercussion. You're able to sin and get high and rob, and you do all those things. You know why? Because you never think to yourself, I need that brother if war breaks out.
That's right.
You don't look at him for that. You look at him like, if war breaks out, master gonna send the troops. He'll send the troops. That's who will go to war. When, brother, we should not think like that anymore. Because anything is going to happen. That leg and that thigh is about to be uncovered. Go ahead, Doc. What time you got?
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Thy what?
Thy shame shall be seen.
Shame shall be seen. You know what that shame is? That shame is what he's done to us for 400 years.
Yeah.
That shame. In other words, just like the Israelis was looking like they was the holy people until they start slaughtering them Palestinians. Well, what they doing with our brothers and sisters under ICE now is taking away the white man's view like a just person. That's why people confused. You see them saying, I don't understand why they doing this. We ain't did nothing. We ain't no criminals. Because you didn't understand what kind of animal was ruling over you. You didn't know that the man ruling over you, he could care less about his own laws. He don't care about nothing but what the Lord said he cared about. Eating that red porridge.
That's right.
That's what was important to him. What was important to him was when he came out them woods with nothing, near death, that he ate that Jacob gave him that red porridge. And he would have traded anything for it. Because that's more important to him than anything. So your laws and the things you thought you had rights for, you don't have no rights under them in their mind. Because what they want is to eat. And we should be following the scriptures. The scripture said, agree with thine adversary while thou art in the way.
That's right.
Don't be trying to tell the cop, you know you can't have my ID. And then he busts your window up, you quiet. While he dragging you out the damn car. What's going on? I ain't do nothing. You don't have to do nothing. He's your enemy. You don't have to do anything for him to stop you. You are his enemy. You think you are part of America, you blind. You should wake up and see that you're not. You get pulled over, get a man the ID. That's all. He take you to jail, call the school.
That's it.
That's all. We'll fight him in court or do whatever it got to do. But you being safe and not being simple, trying to have rights according to America, all these old fools talking about they are sovereign citizen. I don't have my picture on my driver's license. I'm a sovereign citizen. All kind of science and stupid shit. You know what I mean? Tie you up. You ain't paid your mortgage for 10 years. And of course, you think you're going to go on and on and on. You go to court one day, and the judge be about time. He done had a drink last night. His wife forcing him. He ain't no simple ass. He been looking at your dumb ass for 10 years, talking about science of so-and-so and this and that and that. Your house is gone. Your house is gone. Pay your goddamn mortgage.
That's
okay?
it.
Can't pay it, sell the house. You know what I mean? Learn brotherhood and sisterhood, and guess what? We wouldn't have to pay any mortgages. You know why? Because you go get loans from the brotherhood.
That's right.
For your house, you paying all this high interest and all this. You understand? Overpaying. If you buy a house in America for $100,000 with a 30-year mortgage, you know how much you pay at the end of that 30 years? $300,000.
That's the
You
fact.
pay 3 times the amount you paid for that house. The house is $150,000, $450,000, excuse me, over 30 years. You wonder why you poor? You poor because, and they tell you, you poor because you ain't managing your money. You got to invest in this and invest in that. Everybody went and jumped on the board and invested in the Bitcoin. Everybody lost every quarter. Well, I was in there counseling 2 people at a time, damn near. Tears from the Bitcoin with the hold on, the Lord is going to be with you. You know, get your money right. Now the Bitcoin is back. Trump is over the Bitcoin. You invest in the Bitcoin now, you're going to make plenty of cash. So they say. You know what I mean? Sound like it could be another hustle. But of course, they're thieves. So that's all they know how to do. So the point is, get your head right in how to move in this kingdom. Your survival is everything now. Black men are going to be more needed. Latino men, Native Indian men, you're going to be more needed than your rights to answer a question from a stinking murderer. The Lord said he beareth not that sword in vain. You busy trying to hold on to some rights that you done been gassed up to thinking that, you know, are yours. Let me tell you something. you're going to break the law. You know why?
Hmm.
You know why you're going to break the law in the future? You're going to break the law in the future to survive.
That's it.
Because that's what he's going to do to this kingdom.
That's
You
it.
understand? You're not a criminal? You got a clean criminal record? Wonderful. You will have a criminal record whether they know about it or not in the near future.
Count on one
You
count.
understand? That's why it said in the scriptures, Gideon threshed wine by the wine press.
That's right.
To keep it from the Midianites. Okay? And that's why Moses committed murder in the Egyptian empire unbeknownst. I'm not encouraging nobody to go out there and be a criminal, but you better understand that you're going to break the same laws that you think you're standing on. You're going to break those laws to feed your crying baby.
That's right.
This man don't care what happens to your babies. He don't care if they starve to death. He rather it. Now that he's decided it's time to get rid of you. Give me some more real quick. Salaki, yo. Running on.
Come on, sir. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
It's a beautiful scripture. The Lord said he's going to take vengeance on them for what's been done to us, and he's not going to meet him as a man. You don't got to go toe-to-toe with this man. That's not your job. Muhammad, you did a class on this a couple of weeks ago that was smoking, where you brought out how we don't have to fight our enemy. The other nations do have to fight their enemy because they don't have a God. You are going to get delivered by a God.
That's right.
So you don't have to go to war with these other nations. And today is proof positive. They had to go bomb Iran for their survival, when meanwhile they're trying to take away your life in America for so-called BS immigration. And you think you're in the worst situation. You ain't in the worst situation. They got to bomb countries to survive. All you got to do is duck an immigration guy. Maybe go hungry a little bit, trying to, because you can't go work at the factory. They raiding the damn factory. You got it good. This white man got to go bomb countries to try to keep his country. Because if he don't bomb them countries, he knows they'll bomb him.
That's right.
So he's in a worse situation. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Knox.
If I could, sir, real quick, I saw about 15 trucks on the turnpike today, all military trucks going into the city. You know what I'm saying? They was lock loaded and ready to go.
Oh, they're gonna lock this baby down.
All kind of stuff, sir.
Yeah,
they was ready to go.
This ain't a routine. This is not a repeat.
No.
This is new, and you should get your head on it being new out there. This is not the same. A lot of people gonna think it's the same. It's not the same. This is different. You going into hell right now because he's bringing hell because he knows he tastes the fall of his empire. He can taste it.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, man. He can taste it. Them Chinese, brother, they got, man, I heard an interview from a Chinese politician. He had no fear of America. They said, but don't you think you're going to have a problem with trying to move the way you moving over there with America? He said, what if you end up in a conflict with the United States of America? He said, you lose. The reporter got silent. He said, we got just as much aircraft carriage, just as much firepower, and you in our backyard. That is our land over there. He was ripping, and he didn't feel no, this is a politician with power. He didn't feel no, let me bridle my tongue because I'm talking to a reporter about America. Nah, he talked about America like, look, we just as powerful as you are. And you think America don't know that? They scared to death of China. You see, he backed up off them tariffs. They over there in London right now trying to talk about them tariffs because they know that you can do that to Mexico. You could even do it to Canada. You ain't doing it to China.
That's it.
You're going to back up off them tariffs in China because, of course, those are powerhouses. And guess what? The Lord going to raise you up to be the power. Blacks, Latino, Native Indian, the scripture said when you stand on your feet, fear fell over the earth.
That's right.
That's what he's scared of. He's scared that little Mexican that builds them houses in 2 weeks. Issachar build you a 6-bedroom house in 2 weeks.
Right.
All you hear, dang, 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 dang. In 2 weeks, you got the Taj Mahal in the middle of hell.
That's right.
And he don't even break a sweat.
That's it.
Lunchtime, he sit down and eat that bowl, whatever that is his wife cooking. That shit got crack cocaine in that shit or something. That, you ever see them when they all sit around? There's a car pop open that little plastic container, and they got some old red saucy goodness. Whatever's in that bowl, you get some of that, you're gonna take over the world. He sit down, brother. He finished that. He get back up to get to work. It's on until it's over. You know, man. That's how they do. And listen, and all the tribes have them attributes. You know what I mean? In some way. Like I said, he sit up there, brother, watching the football game every Sunday. You telling me he don't never say to himself, what if these black people rise up against us with all this skill and ability? Michael Jordan flying in the air on their ass. They mad as hell. LeBron, that's why they don't want you to raise your sons in that sports arena. So they know that's the takeover at that point. You know what I mean? So this day brings fear on him. But we should not be the ones afraid because we got it good. We don't even have to fight this man. He can try to bring hell on us. They tried to do it in ancient Egypt. They were throwing our babies in the river. In the Nile River. They talk about that Nile River. That Nile River filled with our babies.
That's right.
That's what's in that Nile River, filled with our babies. Just like the abortion clinic is filled with our babies. The Lord sees it. And this man gonna pay for that. You understand? Once again, whatsoever a man, and listen, I trust in the Most High. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And that's why every man, woman, and child in the UPK and in the truth, what you better sow now is repentance before the throne. You better sow repentance so that guess what? So you can reap forgiveness. You understand? You better sow humility and thankfulness before the Lord. So when you stand up to the battle, the Lord be with you. Nothing is not seen. He said, have I not made the eye? Can I not see? I made the eye. Nigga, you see? I see too. I made it. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So if he can see what every man does. And that's why every man got to repent, and go before the Lord and make yourself clean. Get right. You got beef with your brother, anything like that, clean that up.
That's right.
But now ain't the time to be, blind. Can I go on a little more, Muhammad?
Please, sir. Colonel one come.
Race over, but I'll go a little bit more if we could. Go ahead, somebody get Joel 3rd chapter. We'll finish up with that maybe. Or let's go on to Revelation of Vials, or we could all do it on Monday. Go ahead.
Colonel Khan, verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name.
Right. That's why he said, I will not meet thee as a man, meaning I'm not going to deal with you the way you think I should in a conventional war. He would love. That's what Trump's trying to do. He's trying to be met as a man. He wants to rise us up so we ride in the streets and meet him like a man. That's what he wants because he believes he got more power and more ability, and we're divided and poor and have nothing to fight him with. So he wants to meet us as a man. When the Lord said, I'm not meeting you like that. I'm going to meet you through my power, meaning you're going to break into a war with Iran. Your economy going to get hit by China. Your own people are going to turn against you. Them rioters out there, have you looked at their faces? Those are Edomites.
That's right.
Them Edomites is out there mad as hell at Donald Trump. That's the whole Democratic Party.
That's right.
And they pushed them Edomites far enough, brother. Them Edomites ain't got no problem going to war. They believe in that old Constitution. The Constitution. And they run up in there, brother, and ain't nobody a better terrorist than Edomite. Don't let them old Arabs fool you. Them old Arabs doing that little terrorism, that ain't nothing compared to Esau.
Hell no.
Esau took out a whole damn city. You know what I mean? His babies shooting up schools. So can you imagine him?
That's right.
So the Lord is saying, nah, you don't get that. I'm not meeting you as a man. So he gonna be dealt with in the Lord's way. Why? Because he's the Redeemer of Israel. The Lord is his name. And listen, when he say the Lord of hosts is his name, okay, that's a specific title by the Most High. When somebody say, you going Esau's army, and he say, attention, colonel on deck.
Yeah.
That means that cat that walks in that room is the absolute power in that room at that time. That's why they call you to attention. He's the absolute authority in that room, whether it be a sergeant, a colonel, a major, whatever it is. He's the absolute power. Well, guess what the Lord said? I am the Lord of hosts, meaning no matter what army you got, I'm the Lord over them armies. I control whether they want me to control them or not. I'm the Lord over all of them.
That's right.
He let you know. How's this going to happen? How you going to not be met like a man? I'm the Lord of hosts. I'm over every host, a host being an army.
That's right.
I'm the Lord over all of them. What you going to do now? And you, what could you do? Because he's the Most High power. All right. Did you have more on the ads or anything like that? Anybody else want to get in questions, Muhammad? Do we want to take questions or?
Of course, it's up to you, sir. Of course, I don't have any. I'm not sure if anyone else has any. Ephraim, is anyone that has questions?
Salaki, sir, there have been some questions in the chat. I haven't.
All right, I got one for Marah, and then I'm coming to you. All right.
Officer Hazahab has a question in the room as well.
Okay, bear with me a second. Can I take Marah got one question? Can I take his and then I come to you?
Come.
Go ahead, Marah.
Colonel Wakan, sir, if I may. So what should us as Israelites, what should we do right now concerning everything that's going on? A brother asked this earlier about the ICE. So I'm gonna bring that same question back about what's going on in the war. So.
Yeah, okay. In the Israelite school of UBK, brothers in here may not even realize how prepared they are. We've been preparing y'all since the 60s on what to do. You doing everything right. If you report to your commanding officers, if you prepare your houses exactly the way we said, if you raise up your wives and children just like we told you, you are fine. When it was time for you to get sewing machines, we said, get your sewing machine. When it was time for you to get food, we said, get your food. When it was most important for you to know the brotherhood, that was most important. It was for a reason.
Yeah.
For these days right here. And you took on that brotherhood, solid. Those that didn't want to got ejected. And now you know why. You don't want that clown standing next to you while trouble is coming.
Yeah.
The Lord kicked him to the curb.
That's right.
That's what you don't want. So you are in here in ISUBK, you are highly prepared. Somebody getting a jam in West Bum Hell, there's brothers not too far away.
That's right.
And listen, not just brothers not too far away, highly motivated brothers.
Everyone come.
You understand? Like if I call up Captain Tawar and say, Tawar, there's a group of people in King of Prussia, I need you to go up there and do A, B, C, and D. When he put that call out, y'all all gonna answer.
Everyone come.
You're gonna be fighting for who get. Wait, hold up, y'all. What do you mean y'all ain't got no more seats? You better tie me on the roof. I'm going. That's how y'all gonna be. So y'all prepared. We've been preparing you for rough times for the longest, and the same with our tribes as well. Intricate issues, get counsel. If you don't understand what if your immigration status is rocky and you need specific information, pick up the phone, get counsel. You understand? We'll tell you exactly what to do, exactly how to deal with that. All camps would have come together, and they did. The ones that had the wisdom to come together. The ones that didn't, you don't see much of them right now.
Come.
You don't see much of them right now. Even the purple cats, you don't see much of them. They government anyway. So you are prepared. If you are not in the truth, get your behind up in here. Get in these, lace up your boots and get in here yesterday. That's what you should do to answer that question. All right. Um, let's take it back to New York. You had some questions as well in the chat out.
Concern Oshaz Ahab had a question here in the room.
Please,
Cuddle Concert. Yesterday, me and a Sugar Pond, we went down to 40 Square yesterday, and we saw exactly what you said, sir. There was like 4 Mexicans there. You know what I mean? I saw a Shaw making the 5th Latino there.
Yeah.
There was all white people.
Yeah.
All white people, and these people looked like they wanted all the smoke. You know what I mean? All their signs was not even about Latinos. It was about fascism, and they don't want a king.
F ICE, F Donald Trump.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
They said they don't want a king. They know what Donald Trump wants. They know their people. They know what he wants. He wants to be Rocket Man. That's what he wants. You know what I mean? He want a parade, everybody will parade by. He want all that. But brother, them Edomites are not going for that. And the Lord ain't going for it. He living a delusion. He's trying to make a delusion real. He's trying to make a fantasy in his head. He's trying to make it real before his eyes. And he is a fool to try and do that. And to do it against and to use the Lord's chosen people as your stepping stone is even more dumb to do that. And to not have any fear of the Most High is even worse. And sure enough, since the days he sold his birthright out, he's had to live by the sword. Since the day Cain killed Abel, he's had to live by the sword. And he's had to do it up to now, and he's going to do it until he's over, which is near at hand. Go ahead, Oxalak.
And so to add on to what also Hazahab said, like you can like get a sense of the environment, right?
Yeah.
So while we're there, I waited for Hazahab to meet me there. So about like 15 minutes, I'm just observing the environment, observing which areas would be best to be able to quickly get out of or move to where I could be out or where we could be out from harm's way. But observing the crowd, you can tell that there's like little pocketed sections of people who are gathering that just did not fit the sincerity of why people were there. Right, Osazab? Like, if you want to take the mic, Bubba Shaw.
I would say, yeah, hell yeah. These guys look like, if I say, they look like terrorists. You know what I mean?
You got to talk into the mic, we can't really hear you.
My mic is not on. Can you hear me, sir?
There you go.
So I just want to say, these guys look like they were terrorists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want to blow a building up. That's what they look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you got everything out there. You got government agents, military personnel. You got terrorists, crazy white women who've been wanting to go absolutely crazy, want to take their shirt off, show the world their breasts, and fire a machine gun. You got every kind of drug addict and nutcase all out there. This is just the latest opportunity for them to bring their grievances, to the streets. They're working in little shops all over the country, hating America, hating the president, hating, tattoos all over them. We got all kind. Mark Lamont Hill got pepper sprayed today by a black woman who hated him. I mean, she was stealthy with it. Eased up on him, man. He could see it coming. He said, step back. And before that, he picked up on it early, called the security team over, but they was half sleep. And sure enough, she got over there and sprayed him with that pepper spray. He lucky she didn't pull a gun out on him.
That's right.
Man, because she was good and crazy. Man. So you got everything out there because, again, this is the time of the end. So you got a whole lot out there. Even if, they more mad than Issachar in many cases. Issachar is upset too. And so are we all. But some of these Edomites hate America way more. And see, they know America. Just like in the 70s, Patty, this might be too much before y'all time, but there was a white girl named Patty Hearst that was her father was super rich. She was kidnapped by a group of brothers called the Symbionese Liberation Army. And they were bombing America. That's another thing they don't tell you. They don't tell you that black groups had some real terrorists. Not that we, telling y'all to be that, but black groups were bombing and blowing up stuff. Weather Underground, another group. These groups were bombing and killing all across this country during the 60s and 70s. right after they start sending brothers to Vietnam and all of that. That's what the movie, what's that movie where they had the painted face and they was robbing banks? Huh? Dead
Dead
President.
President.
That's a true story. Dead President. That brother was an army veteran that came back from the war. They came back and they were all poor and suffering. And them brothers started picking up guns, man, and robbing out of America and bombing. Well, Patty Hearst got kidnapped. They laid out their story to her, pretty much halfway brainwashed her, and she became one of them. And when they arrested her, they sent her to prison because she became one of them, even though originally she was a kidnapped victim. And so there's a ton of the Edomites that when they really, especially with the internet, when they really see what it is that their people are really doing, because they always got a cousin or somebody that can tell them the inside scoop before you know it, they start turning on their own empire. They realize how evil and wicked they are. And they also look at it like it's unnecessary. We got so much money. We rule so much. We got all this land. They don't even occupy the whole America. You can go all up and go to Yellowstone Park. You can get lost in Yellowstone Park. They'll never find you.
That's right.
Right or wrong. Go out to Arizona, out in the desert and all that. You'll drive out in that goddamn desert. They'll never see you again. This man got millions of people. California.
Yeah.
California. Them wildfires all up in the mountains barely harm that many people because they got so much land up there. Like this place they don't have to be this cruel. They don't have to steal the land of the North American Indian. The little land they got compared to all, but he got to have every crumb. If your land grow anything under that land, he got to steal it. You just can't let it rest. Can't let you have nothing because he's a man of low self-esteem. He's a man that knows he's worthless. He knows he's not. That's why he hates you. They got a new term they're using out here called black exhaustion, I think it's called. Y'all heard of that term?
Okay.
Where they exhausted at the black people fighting on videos and all. What they really exhausted at is your rise as a people. You're being better than them. The Egyptians did the same. They hated us. And they hated us because all the while, every day they wake up and watch a basketball game, a football game, they know you're better than them. Did you hear the Edomite, the sister, that I think she's the sister that won that tennis tournament?
Okay.
She beat the white girl that was #1 in the world. The white girl turned around and said, she didn't play that good. I just made a lot of mistakes. She could not give the sister the credit that she deserved. The sister clapped back and said, I played real good. I played hard as hell, and I beat her hard as hell. She had to come back and clap back because, once again, their exhaustion is your greatness. They're exhausted at your greatness, which is why they want to silence it. But once again, the Lord is in the midst of it. I don't want to tie up. You got more questions? Go ahead, Salaki. Then I'm going to read the 5th verse. 5th and 6th is important.
Salaki, sir. No more
Right,
questions.
5th, 6th, and 7th. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Said the 5th verse, sir?
No, I was saying, do you have any more questions from online?
Live, sir.
Marah. No? We done? Marah, we done? No. Oh, I thought you had some of your own. My bad. Okay, go ahead. So we good. Let's read 5, 6, and 7, Muhammad. I'm going to get above. I know we're running late. What time?
Please, kind of want to come.
Yikes. We probably in here by ourselves. Everybody went. They'll listen to the second half tomorrow.
Salaki, sir. There
Sorry.
was some questions, but I think you covered it all in everything you've been breaking down, sir.
Most High in Christ. Let's just read these, all right? And we'll get ready to wrap it up. Unless you want me to do something different, General.
No, do whatever you want, sir.
Okay, Most High in Christ. Let's do it out. No, afterwards. Thank you. You got it, warrior?
Khan, sir, verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance.
No, I think, did we read 5?
Salaki, sir, we did not. That's my
Let's
fault.
read 5.
Verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness.
When it say sit thou silence, meaning that this Edomite and these nations will never have a voice like they have right now. They'll never spread their religions, their philosophies, their poison, their hatred, their racism. They'll never get to spread it anymore. And when it say keep reading from it, and get thee into darkness, meaning they're gonna be like they don't exist, like they're trying to do to us.
Yeah.
They're trying to send us into darkness, into the prison houses, into the slave quarters, into death. That's what the Egyptians tried to do. That's why they tried to kill the firstborn. You understand? Of every Israelite house, and turned around and ended up with their firstborn being killed by the hand of the Lord. And you're going to see the same this time as well. You are watching absolute miracles unfolding before your eyes. You are examining 5,000 years of history that is culminating right before your eyes. And if that don't drive you to your knees to thank the Lord, I don't know what will. If that don't make you say, Father, thank you for what you've given us, I don't know what will bring you to understand that there's a greater thing than the food that goes in your mouth, the sex that you have, and the drugs that you take. There's nothing that will make you think that there's more than that if this doesn't do it. Because this should take you right there. Go ahead, Op.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called.
And when the Lord say, "Oh, daughter of the Chaldeans," through Isaiah, it's a smart, it's a disrespect.
Yeah.
Because again, the Chaldeans are supposed to be the wise men. It's just like you saying, "Go drop dead, you daughter of America." Like he's trying to say, you're supposed to be the great one. Go ahead, General. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
No, that was it, sir. I was agreeing.
Kind of like you supposed to be the Chaldeans. You supposed to be the great one. Well, guess what? Go in the darkness now. Go somewhere now. Go ahead,
Khan. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
That's right. Each one of these empires were considered the Lady of Kingdoms. And that's America too. America is considered the Lady of Kingdoms. That's why France brought the Statue of Liberty over here. You know what I mean? Consider this the Lady of Kingdoms, and the Statue of Liberty is a man at that. You know what I mean? Like you tried to be the Lady of Kingdoms, like a Big Frida. You tried to be the sexiest Israelite of all side of me. You know what I mean? That shit he was doing with his hand across his face and all that. This shit here. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? America won't be that no more. Go ahead.
Khan, sir, verse 6. I was wroth with my people.
The Lord was angry with us. Angry with us, which is why we should repent and follow his laws, statutes, and kingdom. They shouldn't be able to sell us a piece of pork nowhere.
That's right.
They shouldn't be able to do that to us. They shouldn't be able to make us drug addicts on their weed and pills nowhere in America. They shouldn't be able to make our daughters half naked nowhere in America, swinging on a pole.
That's right.
They shouldn't be allowed to do any of that. You understand, to the Lord's chosen people. But they did, and the Lord became angry with us because we chose to have that wicked lifestyle. Now we need to choose the opposite. Go ahead.
I have polluted mine inheritance.
Right. He polluted us because he put us in the hands of this empire. And the empire is before this empire. So he polluted us because we turned our back on him. He just said, I'm going to pollute you. Just like you have clean water and you throw trash into that water, it pollutes that water. That's what the Lord did with us. We was a pure river. He said, oh, you want wickedness, huh? I'm going to pollute you with these other nations, man.
That's right.
Like these other nations were never, ever supposed to be, in some symbiotic relationship with us. We was always supposed to be separate from all the nations on the earth. We're supposed to be above the nations, meaning rule over them, separate from them, living a different lifestyle with different laws, statutes, and commandments. We was never meant to be common with them, taking on their customs, you understand, walking around in booty shorts like they do. That's where that come from, Dukes of Hazzard shorts and all that old nastiness that Esau come up with. You know what I mean? All that we want to be liberal and free and all this nonsense that just led to destruction. Brother Captain Quad sent me a video today that was amazing of this black woman that became a senator. Forget what state it was, but she said she was on there. Now she's already in an elected official. She was saying, "Black man, you're gonna have to take the lead because the black woman don't give a damn about nothing. She don't care about her kids. She don't care about you." She was trashing black women. Now that's not every woman, but she was trashing them like it was every woman. She said, if you don't take the lead, there'll be none of us left. We're gonna be wiped out because the black woman is not gonna give a damn about them kids or you or anything else. Like they realizing now, like now that it's all on the line, now the serious black women who've been listening to them sodomites in church, those homosexuals in church, now they pulling back and re-examining everything and saying, we done messed up. How do we let the black man get pushed out of his position? How did he fall out of line, out of authority?
Okay.
Now the smart ones are calling for black and Latino men and Native Indian men to get back in charge. Get back, and you got a ton of black women on there now telling black women, if she don't do this, this, and this, throw her away. She don't do this, that. Now we know under the law you can't do that, but we got other punishments for. Everybody's calling for the men to step back up and get in charge. And that's exactly what's going to happen because once again, everybody could see the handwriting on the wall. The Lord was angry with us. Go ahead.
And giving them into thine hand.
And gave us into their hands as a punishment. Go ahead.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
They showed us no mercy. Talking to the mic, they showed us no mercy. No mercy. And they're showing us no mercy now. No mercy for the tribe of Issachar. None. Go ahead.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Upon the ancient. Who are the ancient? We are. We're the ancient ones. We come from the family lines of Noah and others. We the ancient ones. And they laid a heavy yoke on us. They had no respect for the Most High and all that these biblical prophecies had to say about us. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 7.
Last
and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
Right. Thinking you're gonna be a delicate woman forever. But them days are over. Go ahead.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
They don't lay to heart who we are. They know who we are. Christopher Columbus knew who he was when he came to get us, right or wrong, man. When he came over here, he knew. And brother, all he could do is write back to Spain and England and say, we can conquer these people.
That's it.
We can put them in chains. Excuse me. And that's exactly what they set out to do. And they didn't take it to heart. We go harm these people, God gonna harm us. They didn't pay that no mind. And that's why the Lord said, I'm not gonna meet you as a man. I'm not meeting you that way. I'm gonna meet you in so many ways, you're not even gonna see me coming. Read on.
Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Right, go ahead. You didn't remember how this was going to end. You didn't remember that. One more, if I could, Muhammad.
Please, sir.
Two more, 8 and 9. You didn't remember the latter end. You didn't remember how this was going to end. Well, you remembering it now because them bombs is hitting Iran. And every time they try to stop them wars in that Middle East, they flare up again. And they are so confident to starve little babies on air right before the world, to starve those babies, daring the world to step up. But now you're going to try to starve the Lord's chosen people. They are not Palestinians. Palestinians got to call on Allah to come help them because they Muslim brothers ain't stepped up to help them.
Hell no.
So they got to call, you know what I'm saying? So they got to call on Allah themselves. That's their God. And they should call on him and they should stick with him. I don't know nothing about him, but good luck. But I know that the children of Israel belong to the Lord. And the Lord made a covenant with them and resealed that covenant with Yahawashi, the king known as Jesus Christ. Anybody coming up to do them in and wipe them out, the Lord will deal with them. You know what I mean? The Lord will stand up and fight that fight. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly.
Talking about Esau.
Yeah.
You deal carelessly. You overthrow people, change laws, kill our brothers and sisters in the streets, sell drugs to the world, conquer countries. Went in there to Iraq, I can kill 1 million people in there just to say, oops, was a mistake.
That's it.
You know what I mean? After you kill 1 million people, you know what I'm saying? You better. I'm glad you got some weapons and some arms, because if you did not have it, these nations would ravish this country. If you didn't have them weapons and them arms, them Iraqi families, them babies would be coming right back in America, slaughtering you for what you've done. And they ain't the only place you did it. Killed 1 million over there in Vietnam too. Killed a whole bunch of people in Vietnam. Killed a bunch of them in Korea. Rocket Man, North Korea, he's still mad at you now.
That's right.
He's mad at you 50 years later. He want revenge for what you did, for what they suffering, for what they went through. And so now they all trying to get arms to get you. But the children of Israel, they ain't got to worry about it. They got a God coming for them.
That's right.
One you don't believe in. You know what I'm saying? You go back and ask Moses and them, boy, they believed after they saw that Red Sea part.
Oh, yeah.
They knew what the hell they was dealing with. Go ahead, Op. Finish it up.
Khan, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
You try to take the Lord's seat. You try to say you are and none else beside you. You try to take the Father's seat. That belongs to the Lord. Who the hell are you? That you are and none beside you. It's ridiculous. Go ahead.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Right. You don't think harm will come to this place because you've lived carelessly, and you've lived carelessly because you've been able to step on and slaughter the children of Israel wholesale. You've been able to wipe us out wholesale. You get $450 a pop for killing our baby in the abortion clinic. Then you sell all the body parts and make another $600-700. You clocking 350,000 of them a year at $1,200-1,300 per baby. Somebody calculate that. See how much money that is off of the lives of our children. You understand? And these ignorant black women who don't know better or have made the mistake of losing their own. You better get ready to get right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because the vengeance is going to be a mother when it comes. Read on, Op. 9th verse? 9th verse, and I'm going to try to.
Khan, verse 9.
Verse, I'm getting up off it, Muhammad.
Lost, sir.
What's that number? $500 million. And remember, the government subsidizes Planned Parenthood with $500 million. That's a $1 billion a year business, killing our babies and selling their body parts. That's what it is, $1 billion a year. Okay? Doing that. And you think the Lord ain't going to answer this? I can't wait to that day where black women don't go to the abortion clinic no more.
That's
Brother,
right.
we're going to raise up so many brothers. Then they are going to say throw their babies in the river.
That's right.
Because to them, when we come together and we rise as a people, to them it's an invasion. That's why he said that. We're being invaded.
That's right.
We're going to take back our country. That's what Pharaoh said in ancient Egypt.
That's right.
Said that they're having too many babies. There's too many of them. Before you know it, they'll be mightier than us and fight against us. The only one that don't think like that is you, which is so amazing, in that you come and be a slave in America and never think, let's have more babies to become strong enough to deal with them. You just think, if I have more babies, I got more mouths to feed. So you go kill the baby in the abortion clinic and never say to yourself, let me get this man off of my neck that's starving me so that I cannot have babies. You don't never look at it like that. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, we look at it the opposite.
Yeah.
Other nations look at it like they got a right to have their babies. We look at it like, well, we ain't got the money for it, so. Meanwhile, they getting $1 billion for those babies. They're getting $1 billion every year for those babies. It's insane. We could take that $1 billion and feed them same babies. It's a joke. It's a damn joke, man. this game that's been played on us. Salaki, was you saying something, General?
La, sir, I'm listening.
Okay. I'm gonna finish up with this. Read on out in the middle of the 9th verse, fam. We're gonna end it on this verse. I know we've been at
But
it.
these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
Man, that day is close. And we don't have to be ashamed of what the Lord said. The Lord said it. We reading it out the scriptures. We didn't write this. It was here before we got here. So why do we got to be ashamed of telling you what the Bible said? Because your preacher been selling out so long, he'll never say what's in this Bible.
That's right.
So now that we say what's in this Bible, we're the enemy now. Now we're evil and the enemy. When we're telling you what the Lord said in these scriptures, you're going to know this all in one day. That day is going to be a full-out global thermonuclear war. Read on out.
The loss of children and widowhood.
Nice and loud. Go ahead.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
The Lord said they're going to come on you in your perfection. In their perfection, meaning this going to be a killing and a slaughtering by the hand of the Lord like you've never seen before. It's going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be a perfect bloodbath on this earth. While you trying to wipe out the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, the Lord going to bring that thing on you like a perfection. Widowhood and all. The loss of children and all. While you talking all that against the Lord's chosen people, you need to get them white boys ready for world war. All your little militia groups and all that, you love to run down on some black people because you know they, don't have weapons, on drugs, in poverty, eating bad, having family problems, arguing with their woman. You love to run down on them, beat them up in the car, drag them out the car. It looks so good to you. You feel so cool when you do it. You feel so badass when you beat up on blacks and Latinos. You feel so badass that your woman want to do it. She's stopping brothers from going in their building because they in a white neighborhood and blocking their car from leaving the mall. What are you doing here? You don't belong here. You're parked on the line. She wants in on it. She wants to enjoy the abuse that you've done to the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. The Lord said, your day is coming in its perfection. He going to bring you yours like everybody going to say, well, what could we say? And there ain't nobody going to say, oh, that was wrong. The world is going to be like, well, now we know what happens when you're wicked and evil as hell. Read on. Finish 9.
Concert. For the multitude of thy sorceries.
The multitude of your sorceries, man. All the lies and games you played on these 12 tribes, convincing them to kill their babies and to be drug dealers and to hate each other, promoting their music and taking over their music and making music for them to kill each other and hate each other and rival against one another, creating and financing gangs in secret so that they can kill and slaughter and stay divided and murder them each other, paying off all your preachers and Muslims, imams and ministers to be absolute disgusting sodomites before the Lord. You understand? All your sorcery, man, that you brought out and have used on the Lord, you're going to get perfection. This is the end of the world. Go ahead, I'm going to finish 9.
Please.
And for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
And for the great abundance of all your electronic warfare, psychological games, and all of the mess that you create. And I'm sure, Mom, you would expand much farther on that right there.
Please, sir.
You know what I mean? As far as them sorceries and all that. Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone